that we have to start taking ownership, understanding, and stop denying. The anger, the rage, the fierce passion are all warranted, more than warranted. In fact, the country only responded and passed civil rights legislation when blood was being shed.
That's right.
For those who don't understand it, you don't know the history, okay? Laws are not self-enforcing, as we've heard over and over again today. Laws have no currency unless people stand up and fight for their enforcement. What's happening in Kingston now may be illegal, but guess what? It'll pass without any significant opposition unless and until people come to this city council in droves, and sit in that city council and in this building in droves until the city council either renounces the policy or adopts the policy. And you, as citizens of this community, have a right to know where they stand.
That's right.
And you must demand that each and every one of them either adopt this as their policy or renounce it and get those who are invading your community out. It's nowhere in the middle. It's which side are you on?
Okay.
Now, second point. Most white Americans are waiting for the moment when this movement, as someone called it earlier, simply fizzles.
Yeah.
They're waiting. It's a waiting game. What institutional change will really be necessary by next April of 2021, when Governor Cuomo has requested every police agency to re-envision itself? In your county, you've had 2 meetings so far of a county-wide committee. Committee which has 3 subcommittees. It has 9 members, 9 official members. At the first meeting, 5 of the official members came on July 22nd, and they proudly announced they had a quorum, and then proceeded to discuss what? Central arraignment location in Ulster County. They had a whole meeting. Was it about stop and frisk? Was it about racism in your police departments? No, it was about none of that. It was an hour spent on, can we get central arraignment, meaning is it going to be easier? We don't have to wake all the judges up at night all over the county. We'll only wake one judge up. The second meeting was August 26th. Of the 9 members, 2 came. 2 came. There was no quorum. Was there any discussion about what was happening in Kingston? Nothing. They're waiting. They're waiting. They're pacifying.
Yep.
And frankly, here we are. You had 3,000 people 2 months ago, and you have 125 or 50 people tonight. They're waiting, and they're winning by waiting. So here's the deal, third point. Anger, as the sort we heard from the first speaker, intensity, anger, and persistence are the only way this is going to change. Not only here, throughout the valley and throughout the country. It's not about expletives. It's not about any of that. That's not really anything other than symbolic speech. Fine. Anger means people going into that building when the council meets, going to the county legislature when that entity meets, and saying it's not business as usual anymore. It can't be business as usual anymore, because any moment in any day, given the policies of stop and frisk, there will be another Breonna Taylor here in Kingston. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. So it's a question of mobilizing that anger, making yourselves concrete, being everywhere that counts, and building numbers. And frankly, and you're going to hear truth, as far as I'm concerned, you don't see many of the people affected standing around here.
That's right.
You don't see them. Where are they? And they've got to come and be emboldened and believe that advocacy of some sort can make a difference. If they don't believe that, they'll be victims and victimized. They need to be here with us.
That's right.
But that doesn't dismiss the fundamental point, that it's people whose color of skin is like mine who have the fundamental responsibility at this point, because we have built the racist system, we benefit from the system, we're empowered by the system, and if we don't change the system, it will not change. And how many lives have to be lost till religious leaders in this country start speaking out? In the 1960s, which I can remember like it was yesterday, the movement was not just led by Dr. King, but who was Dr. King? He was a minister. And there were ministers, black and white, all over the country, standing up for principles of racial equality. Where are they now? Have they fallen asleep? The white ministry in this country, the rabbinical courts in this country, are silent to issues of conscience. Shame on them.
That's right.
Shame on them. The business community, where are they? Where are the labor unions? This is an issue which has to bring all Americans of goodwill together. Not one group, not just the young. This is our cross to bear. So we all know what stop and frisk is. I don't have to give you any legalities about it. We all understand that if there's no reasonable suspicion, let alone probable cause, you cannot just stop people based on a demographic profile. But we also know that regardless of its illegality, it's pervasive. So the courts can be utilized, but the courts are not the answer. What answer is a 2 or 3 year civil rights suit when this is going on in the streets every day? The answer is accountability by elected officials, or get them the hell out of office.
Yes!
Thank you.
They got